Welcome back. Let's take our sounds down just a little. Smoogeroo. I've had the videos on playback more in depth, and I think everything sounds good. I'm digging the music volume where it is, which is a rarity for me. We actually have that up high, and I'm like, that's still good. I'm someone who typically errs on the side of nuking volumes of things, but that doesn't mean it can't be better. We're gonna give that a ballpark. I typically have viewer feedback to get some better input on these things. I don't have that yet. It's part of what I'm going to be talking about here. We're going to be spending a lot of time fishing. After all, it's not like I have crops to manage. Put these bars away. I'm not going to need these field snacks either if I'm going to spend my time fishing. We've got a spare torch, I suppose, and if I don't, I remember finding that laying on the ground. I can always just make another. It's no big deal. Let's make some more gold bars. Put this back. Let's pet our little animals. Hey there, all three of you. I would like to get a sturgeon. Gold or iridium quality. But I believe a mayonnaise of gold or iridium quality will also suffice for my purposes. Let's make sure I actually grab the fishing rod before I go. I guess I'll run through town. That makes sense. That way I can check the board. We have Jazz's birthday coming up on the 4th. Second, is there anything else I particularly wanted to do? We can gift Haley tomorrow, or whenever. No big deal. Got all the skills up to 5. It's pretty nice. Yep, Jazz's birthday there, then we'll have Gus's several days from now. Not pet my dog. Good thing the hand is there from the UI suite to tell me where my fucking dog is, otherwise that could be aggravating. I gotta go pet my dog. Where's my dog at? And yes, my special items and powers, of which I have 2. Neat. Anything else I want to do? About the food? Do I have more bug meat on hand for bait? No. However, I do have some deluxe bait on hand. I might go fish in the ocean for a couple of hours, then buy some bait from Willie today. That sounds fine. There's going to be some Zumba, CrossFit, calisthenics, yoga happening at Pierre and Caroline's today, as happens on Tuesdays. Do I have any? Ooh, right. It's not fucking happening. The start of summer, Emily. Come on, man. More unrealistic than your sister. Excuse me. Hello, it's Robin. Could someone bring me 35 pieces of wood that need to be gathered? Need to be fresh, that means gathered today. Thanks. It's okay. She has some wiggle room on that. We'll see. I intend to go fishing up there in the mountain, so we'll maybe make some time for it. Maybe. I use the fishing as an opportunity to unwind about this playthrough itself thus far. Hey, Willie. Hope you're well. I see the bubbles there. Triangler has respect for the water. Don't you forget that. I won't, Will. You know, the bubbles stay here. I might very well just stay down here at the ocean. Want that chest? I was concerned about the fish speed, though. Well, we got it done. It's a flounder plus 2 geodes and 3 flounder roe. Cool. So, every other series I have put this much recording time into without publishing a single episode, because I haven't yet. has either been because I've gone on vacation, as was the case with Devil's Attorney, as was the case with Cultist Simulator, or is a series I've junked. I've junked triple-digit hours, a number of games that I've just recorded, sometimes in their entirety. I've uploaded, I filled out descriptions for. I have bold thumbnails to make sure YouTube didn't choose sucky ones, like repetitive ones, so that there could be some differentiation. Put in video descriptions, tags, the whole works. Then I never published them. I sat on them for a while because I wasn't sure. And then into the trash they went. And this series, I am uncertain at this moment in time whether that will be different. But I'm pretty sure it will be different. Ahoy! Come in, make yourself at home. Aye, that's good stuff there. The fish go crazy for it. We recording? We are. Good. Just, make sure to wash your hands good after dipping them in those juices. The aroma has been known to linger for up to 7 weeks, lad. Ah! So, you've been catching a lot of fish? A few. Aha! A man after me own heart. You can always trust a fisherman. That's what me old pappy used to say at least. Ha-ha! We'll keep it going. You can catch every fish in these waters. I've got a special prize waiting for you. What is that? I've come to this shop a few times, and this is my first time seeing this machine. You good? Aye, well, business has been tough lately. It all started about the same time that old community center fell to ruin. The fish just don't sell like they used to. Been working double time just to make ends meet. No time for me own projects. But if things pick back up around here, I might have the time to show you something. Yep. He's back there. An old friend that's seen better days. Someday, lad. You'll see what I mean. I'll be with you in a moment, Willie. Whoa! Oh. Cool. Nice. All right. You'll love to see it. This is me choosing not to hoard the fish. Yeah. We can definitely bin a tilapia. We can keep a gold star tilapia, I guess. Well, no. We'll keep the silver one. Everything else will go. Even the flounder roe. Except for the deluxe bait, of course. That has to come in clumps of like 5 for 100. No, it doesn't. I buy that individually. Why would that come like that? Let's buy 1 hundo. Alright, back to the fishing. Yeah, I know, I interrupted. Hey! I was pressing the C key there, but I definitely have my mouse pointer face that direction. Squandered valuable bubble time, both going into the shop and now that, but hey, I get to have a cool skull now. Alright, changing the bobber style. Neat. So, that leads into the differences for this. I had not intended to do this series. It just ended up being a fluke that I described in the opening episode. And although I'm certainly inconveniencing myself by attempting to keep some patter and sharing what's on my mind, this is not a series meant for first-timers, as I haven't catered to first-timers, nor is it a series which caters to, like, conversations, as most of my series that I do locally recorded, I don't do far in advance, so I can engage with fewer feedback, particularly during the episodes themselves. This really has been the case of, I'm going to play this game anyway. I want to go on my journey of exploration with the new stuff, and I want to tell my story in Pelican Town. And some folks have asked for me to share these kinds of stories, and I am leery about it after, well, last month it became 14 years of me doing this. I'm sorry, a sonar bobber shows what fish is on the line before it's caught. Okay, neat. When I think back over my years of doing, like, a bunch of locally recorded content and live broadcasts, sharing video games with others, I became more skittish about sharing games I feel tell stories after my time with King of Dragon Pass on the channel. Every now and then I have someone poke their head in like, hey, do you know about 6 Ages? 6 Ages 2? I'd be, you know, why hasn't it appeared here? Rest assured, I am intimately familiar with 6 Ages. I've got some contacts. Got some knowledge. Got some connections. Got reached out to. Maybe have had some input in what you experience in the video games themselves. But not something I want to share here. Because those stories are for me. For me. How did I become mayor in the first place? It's a long story. We're both too busy for stories right now. I'm most certainly not busy. Haley's going over there to sell some ice cream. Yeah, I found this new tool to open jars with, so you won't need to help me anymore. That's good, Haley. Only I had brought flour you'd like after all. Oh well. We can shove a tuna and a tilapia in the ocean fish section. Marnie? So yeah, I have live broadcast at Stardew Valley before. That was co-op. And it was a live stream stuff. That was 4 years ago. That was pre-pandemic shutdown stuff. It's a different experience, particularly as my brain has changed over the course of time. Harder for me to focus solo anymore. I don't know why I didn't think that that was the same fucking fish type, even though the UI says the same fish type. That's an example of me trying to run a conversation while doing something else drives into my brain power. Increasingly so over the past few years. Medications make me woozy and migraines, which did not ever used to be a problem for me, but they certainly do inhibit my focus. And my vision sometimes. You doing well, Linus? Have you come to ridicule me? Good heavens, man. We're 2 hearts now at this point. I stuck up for you when I caught you digging through George's trash. Let it go. Oh. Well, anyway. Stardew Valley is something I have a deep emotional connection to. I have strong personal feelings for. It's definitely something I would be playing anyway. But I am jealously guarding my sightseeing of new things in 1.6. Things I hadn't encountered before. And just the risk of someone like leaning in who might be engaged, want to start a conversation, share their own experiences or interactions. Understandably so. being like, hey, like the bookseller does this, like consider this. You know, you can chug the mayonnaise. Hey, how about, hey, put torches on sprinklers. Hey, you said that the calendar last season, like the dates that you saw there, I mean, sure, they do line up with salmon berries, but that wouldn't make sense. Like, they're clearly referring to thing X. And actually, as I'm talking that out loud, like, yeah, that does make sense that it actually applies to something else that I just haven't seen yet. Like, why the hell would salmonberry season be marked on the calendar now? We have a fucking skull as a bobber now. All right. And obviously this hasn't been a spoiler-free playthrough just because I've known so much on how I'm playing the game. But the journey of discovery, of seeing what's here, is pivotal to me. As such, like, in the background, I'm just uploading, I believe, the last episode. Summer 1. I'll, after this session, work on filling out those descriptions, get them found in the playlists. I already have the thumbnails made. Yeah, I did individual thumbnails. That's a rarity. Just so it could be clearly marked what day each of those were. I did the thumbnails way early this morning, and then as I was finishing them, I went to sleep. I woke up, went through some other things, got back to the computer, looked at the thumbnails, and went, oh no, I bungled these. I wrote, like, day 1 of spring 1, year 1. Like, there's 2 springs in a year. Like, what the hell, Grimith? And I stared at that, and I was like, can I just let this go? And I'm like, no, I can't just let this go. This is dumb. The summer one, I got fine. The fatigue there. There is an absent-mindedness which has come. Pharmaceutically induced. I'm looking at those bubbles and I'm thinking, ah, fuck it. They could be there for the rest of the time I'm out here fishing. But we know as soon as I start walking over toward them, they're going to vanish and not have it be worth the time. If... I'm pretty sure I could angle that there. I'm also not entirely certain, though, I could angle that there. So, yeah. A series where... it's odd in that I started doing this 14 years back too. Like, the case with Liberal Crime Squad, which I talk about in the update videos. Particularly every year at the end of March. To share a different way of playing that particular game and tell stories with others. It's, you know, why I found after-action reports compelling. It's why I shared after-action reports with folks. You know, been telling stories about video games and watching people play video games since I was a child and through my teens with people online. And I just carried over into doing this. And in the case of, like, this game, like, what I'm doing isn't an after-action report. Like, this isn't going to be a supercut. It's just... this is a new life in Pelican Town. Which is what I decided the title for the videos would be. I spent some time thinking about this as well. Like, how much of my joy with this game is because of when the game got released. And my emotional state at the time of that, and how I received this as a gift, and how the intro cinematic hit me, and how much of it is the quality of the game itself. And I think a little portion of that comes from my emotional state at the time. But, like, if this game was then no. What is helped, though, by my emotional attachment, like my feelings at the time, is, like, elevating what I find to be an excellent game into something that just hooks into my memories because it captures my feelings. Instead of just being an excellent game. It's also worth noting that this is definitely a sandboxy type game, and I've gotten away from sandboxes. Hell, into my 20s. I'm 36 now for reference, so either you can go, wow, he's young, or wow, he's old, depending on your perspective. Or, wow, he's just right. We just automate some fish catching here, not caching. Word butchery, damn it. Help. Stack those there, too. Go join your new friends. Same as the old friends. There were some thoughts there. They were lost with caching. What separates Stardew Valley from being a pure sandbox is, sure, you do have a great deal of mobility and flexibility. You could, say, have a starter farm and have the 15 parsnips you're given and not plan them at all and just kick back with the villagers and pursue whatever it is you want. But the game does provide goals and, like, motivations, incentives, like, hey, if you're looking for something to do, why not attempt this? Why not do this? Which I feel any, like, great sandboxer is going to do. Like, here you are, like, playing with the pail, looking around, like, okay, where do I want to make this such and such castle? And the game will, like, lean in, like, here. Like, you're looking to tell a story, but maybe you need, like, a story engine prompt. You know, like when I'm designing, you know, a thieves guild or what have you for Dungeons & Dragons. Like, here we go, here are our tables, like, roll on them, or just have a cursory examination and see where the road takes you on with them. That's what Stardew Valley does. Like, I fish. Sometimes I've fished a lot. Sometimes I've fished a whole hell of a lot. Sometimes I've fished tons in the first season. In this particular playthrough, I've just been meandering a whole lot. We've done a bunch of a bunch. I don't think I'm going to focus on getting that treasure chest. This fish is being squirrely. I think I'm going to let that chest go. Fucking sturgeon. So, I made mention of a gold-starred mayonnaise or iridium, or gold or iridium star sturgeon at the beginning of this video. That's because I'm thinking toward the luau. The luau is in, you know, on the 11th. And every player, like if you're playing a multiplayer game, is tasked with bringing something. And if someone doesn't bring something, the soup is incomplete. I want to bring the best ingredient possible to really bring the soup together, because that gives you friendship points with all the villagers. It's not that I'm looking to help them do everything, or assist them, or hold their hands, though in some cases that's definitely what's happening. I want to empower these villagers to get out of their ruts, the death spiral Pelican Town has been in, and compel them to do things with their lives. It's a story that I tell in my head. He feels more at home in the cold damn seasons, but it's the 2nd of summer. You've got some time. We're just starting here, really. Anyway, that bit of mental unwind is, well, the real motivation behind me fishing today. Or share my thoughts about this. Which leads me to the sound balancing I did at the start. I have been relying on myself, and, you know, I really do feel I got good sound balancing throughout spring. And I'm pretty fussy about how my own sound is. In regards to the game, my sound with co-commentators has been really rough over all these years. Lots of peeking microphone action on my part. There was a time with the role-playing stuff, like the Vampire the Masquerade Redemption stuff, that I did some really heavy volume leveling. But hell, nowadays, stuff like this is easier with the tools, the free open-source tools I have available to me. And I've just picked up knowledge over all the time doing this. Sharing experiences and stories. And in this particular case, sharing my love for Pelican Town. And my perpetual wrestling between efficiency and emotion. It's not just that I'm fickle. It's that I see the patterns in which I like to play games, and I sabotage them to make it more interesting, possibly for folks. That damn fish moved up with me, so I couldn't get the chest. Shitty carp. One time I wanted you to just lay down there. But, like, not just, like, more interesting for someone watching, but also more interesting for me. Like, this injection of chaotic challenge. How will this spice up the story? Will it spice up the story at all? Just goes into what kinds of stories I want to tell. And they end up being different over the course of my life. Some stories that I want to tell just are not fit for me, recording and uploading at all. I wouldn't find them compelling to watch from anyone. I only find them compelling to tell to myself and experience on my own. Man, I do enjoy this game. And circling back to something I said earlier, I also do enjoy 6 Ages and 6 Ages too. I watched a couple of friends experience the lights going out for 6 Ages 2 some months back, and I was glad to see it. I kept my commentary on that one, just riffing on what they were experiencing at the time, rather than anything else that I knew. I've become a better commenter over all the years. Mysterious JG could attest to that. He's someone I play games with on the semi-regular over the past 4 years through things on this channel. But around the time I first met his brother and then him, he got inspired to do a Romance of the Three Kingdoms 11 series, and I was full of lots of helpful time-stamped bits about gameplay elements. And sometimes I do still do that, but my tenor on them is much changed. I would say that's in part because of how I desire to experience games has changed, and also by all the years I have experienced viewer feedback. And its myriad of ways and flavors. Skull Bomber. Of course, I end up junking all the series. It was just a conversation with me. But a monologue to myself. That wouldn't be the first time that's happened either. No, I don't begrudge the time I've even spent fleshing out video descriptions or putting thumbnails for this one. And I'm firmly tickled by the notion of just having this be on a one video a day upload schedule. The Grimith of old would just really want to slam down everything he had when he had it. Which would kind of be antithetical to what I have been doing with the series, but shit, anyway. Let's have a think about what we're actually bringing with us. I like the notion of leaving, like, some food in here for me for future Grimith, maybe. We did get one sturgeon, Bob. Ancient bottom feeder with a dwindling population. Females can live at 150 years. I have not spent the time to read all these descriptions either. Hopefully you've taken the time to pause at your own leisure. These fucking chubs, man. Powerful, mighty chubs. Think we'll leave. I mean, I'm not going to be using the sonar bauble. We'll take that. The bullhead can hang out with the sonar bauble. Kind of feel weird. There's no friendship there. I should probably just leave 2 fish. There we go. They won't suffocate in there. They're fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But I am struck by the decision I made to actually start recording this. Particularly when I fucking broke down just writing my intro. And especially when I paused after the whole bit with Robin and the mayor because, there were tears in my eyes and I had to, take my glasses off to stop all of the burning. As I've gotten older, I've found that tears hurt my eyes more than they used to, as my eyes have changed. Yay! Body chemistry, yay! Oh, shit. I have these flowers in here still, and they should no longer be in there. We'll put them in here. I also have that ticket. I wonder if that machine changes based on, my season, or just going to keep track of how far along I was in the tracker. I'll find out. Potentially. Or maybe I won't. So, I've got my sturgeon, and I've also got my gold star mayonnaise. The mayonnaise is worth more at $2.85 versus the sturgeon at... No, that's definitely worth more. Okay. I also do need it for the bundle, though, so... Guess I have my answer unless I grab another sturgeon. Okay. Let's sell these. Let's sell these. These chubs I do like to nom on. Actually provide me some energy. How about that? What a novel concept. I think it's fine for fish to sell. Yeah, if I'm going to be eating these chubs, we'll sell the carp. Not that they're worth a whole lot. I would say this was a day. If I were to file this away, I would say, yeah, today was a day. I'm going to get you two out of here. You can go live in there. The coffee, I end up not planting until I get my greenhouse set up. The rice, I believe I've firmly conveyed my feelings about rice. Y'all doing good down here? Great. I know some of you are going to have different grow times than others. Scared off any crows yet? No, it hasn't been that long. Let's sell these fish. I am not that far from leveling up, which means I did not level up. Means I'm going to wake up tired. That one, that sound there, that rumble, an earthquake during the night, that one is scripted and guaranteed. No meteorite colliding with my farm. A little bit of gold, even with all the fish I kept. We had some nice comfy bubbles, but we also did some running around. Just a little bit, though. That's gonna do it.